Continuing along, we've been able to use Express and Connect middleware to really simplify our web application a lot and replace some pretty big functions with some pretty simple single lines of code. Looking at our server file here, you'll see in addition to the routes, really all we have left are the couple of functions to serve up the static content. It would be nice if Express and or Connect provided a way to do that for us, and I guess I wouldn't be talking right now if there weren't. So the component we're going to use to do that is called the static component. And it is from Connect, but again, Express exposes it. So it needs the root directory, or the location from which it should start serving up this content. If you recall here in our application, let's restart we have here off of our app folder, we have the content and we have the templates folder. So basically, if we use this as our root folder, it'll automatically be able to find the content and the templates within that if we just specify our current folder. And in Node, that's done with the macro dir name, which is sort of my current executing folder. Now, the nice thing is, I actually don't need these anymore at all because the static content server will do that for us. Similarly, I don't need this, and I don't need this. And if we've done everything correctly, I should be able to, let's do that. Let's say content mustache.js, that still works. How about my bootstrapper? How about my templates? Great. So now I've replaced all that code for serving static content with just one line of Express code here, which is this inclusion of the Connect middleware static. Okay, so I can go ahead and delete all of this now. And look how small my server file is now. It does so little, it's just got the handlers. There is one slight problem with what we've done, though. Let's go ahead and here and say, what happens if I'm a hacker and I want to see server.js? Uh-oh, I have access to my full source code here. And in fact, I can be as crazy as I want. I can say handlers album.js. I pretty much, nope, I didn't do that one right. What did I call it? It's under handlers. Okay, I can't get that. But it does let me access the server.js. It's basically, let me see the package.json. Let me see if I can get that. Package.json. I basically have a lot of access to stuff that I shouldn't have access to. Handlers albums.js. And I do have access to that too. I have access to everything in my tree, which certainly seems undesirable. I really only want access to, again, the content and the templates, which is sort of my static content. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, maybe what the static middleware component needs is a security model or something where you can specify what to allow or what not to allow. And that's actually kind of the wrong approach to take to it. Basically, what we need to do as applications designers is sort of separate out our static content from our sort of core application code, and then just tell these static middleware components to only serve from that static component location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two new folders here, and one of them is going to be static content and one is going to be the app. Okay, I'm going to move the albums, the content, and the templates folders into the static. And now you'll see I have that. And then what I'm going to move the basic HTML, the handlers, the node modules, the package.json, and the server into the app folder. And so now you'll see our app only has two folders. So I need to reload things from the correct location. So source mish node live lessons, lesson 7, app server.js. So now I no longer want to serve stuff from directory name. I actually want to serve stuff from the static folder like that. Okay? So that's really all I should have to do to make this work. So I should be able to here say node server. Now I should be able to ask for contents again. So let's say I want to get content mustache.js. I want to get the JavaScript bootstrapper. And I want to get the home page template, which is HTML. And so that all works great still. Similarly, I want to verify that I can't get server.js anymore, and that is definitely true. So that's pretty cool, but you'll probably, or you might have guessed that I've kind of broken everything. That right now says there are no albums, and that's because I actually moved the albums folder as well into the static thing. So what I need to do here now is go to the handlers albums, and you'll see there are a bunch of places where I go ahead and let's scroll that up. I actually look for the albums folder as a subfolder of where I'm executing, and that needs to change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to query replace all instances of albums with .static/albums, like that. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 places where that happens. Okay? So let's see if that fixed everything. We're going to start up our server. And there we go. Now we have everything working. So with just one line of a static middleware component, we've replaced all of our static handling functions, all of the streaming stuff, and sort of guessing about MIME types and content types. And our application has become much, much simpler. And we've actually sort of increased the security of our application too by sort of forcing ourselves to split out the sort of dynamic stuff and the static content. And as I sort of hinted at in a previous lesson, this will actually work well for us because, you know, in a live production environment, I might not want to have my app JSON server sort of doubling as a file content server. I might want to be putting these files up on some sort of content delivery network or on a separate file server or something. So I've already sort of got that separation sort of set up as I'm working on and developing my application.